Welcome to Brave Inspires Brave, the podcast that ignites the flame of bravery and empowers leaders of today and tomorrow. I'm your host, Heather McWilliams, and I'm thrilled to have you join me on this incredible journey.
I saw the world as a mean place. I saw that if I just shrunk away, if I was small, I wouldn't draw any attention and I wouldn't be hollered at and I wouldn't be teased or criticized. And so I think the turning point for me was that when I had kids, and all of a sudden it wasn't just about me. I couldn't afford to take that path of least resistance. I had to speak up. I had to advocate. And once I started, it's like you open the floodgates. And so for me, it was, I think, spending a lot of years looking and watching and being uncomfortable and not wanting to be seen, that when I had to be seen, I had to do it in a big way. And, and that was it, because it wasn't about me. We can shrink and be small and protect ourselves and go nowhere, but success mandates that we be seen. Success mandates that we act. And I couldn't ignore the fact that I had these little beings that I had to speak up to the pediatrician. I had to speak up to the teacher. I had to speak up to their dad. I had to be in charge of other humans. And so that, I think that was the turning point. That was when I adulted for the first time.
I think a lot of people can relate to, wanting to shrink and not wanting to be seen, not wanting to cause a ripple, not wanting to be picked on or bullied like maybe others that they're seeing, and not knowing how to be themselves or what that looks like if they are. And so who are you now as opposed to who you thought you were? And if you could share one of the bravest things that you've had to overcome, perhaps on a professional level in any of the ventures that you have been on, because you certainly have a career of that. And what can you share with our audience that can offer some guidance to be able to overcome their fears?
There was a lot of question in that question, and it has my brain spinning. Who am I now? I'm a work in progress. We all are, and I have, because I have influence and not in a big way. I think because you call and you ask, and I have a responsibility to step up. We can all find excuses for not stepping up. But when other people depend on you, first it was the kids. I've had to make life and death decisions in my relationships. I faced things, and you learn that you are resilient, but you only are if you say yes more often than you say no. And you talk about bravery. Being brave is not, it's not a choice. It's a label people put on you. If you do your life and you seek out, meeting challenges, it's not like you just say, you get up in the morning and say, well, gee, I'm going to be brave. I'm going to run into that burning building. I'm going to come out. I'm going to change careers. You just do it. You have to learn to pull that trigger quickly. Once you stop and think, it's not going to happen. But I don't know how someone would, for some people, just putting your feet on the ground in the morning is a brave act. For others, it is running into the burning building. It is being, putting yourself in harm's way. For others of us, it's seeking ways to make a difference, to live life full out, and to not think about it. You can't overthink it. So I don't see any act as being particularly brave in my mind.
Mhm.
If other people see that and that gives them some strength, if it gives them something to build on, then that's great. But it's the same thing with leadership. I don't think you can't get up in the morning and say, I am going to be a leader. It doesn't happen that way. You live and other people define you as their leader. And if you live full out, if you live with certainty, if you know what you want and you know where you're going, it attracts people. And then that gives you that core of responsibility that you have to do those brave things. And probably the hardest thing for anyone to do is to have difficult conversations, is to say, hold someone accountable. And you can't do that if you don't hold yourself accountable. That ability to say to someone, um, are you open to a little criticism? Are you open to hearing what I have to say, what I'm seeing? And if they say no, they say no. I mean, typically I don't find that people do. They might not like what they hear, but that's probably the most difficult thing to do. And it's something it's learned. I think bravery is something you do. It's living leadership. You can hone your skills. You can look for opportunities to do tough things, hard things, and be brave. But I don't think it's a choice or a decision.